This one's messy. Nicki Minaj just called out SZA on Twitter, and it's spiraling fast. What started as a vague subtweet turned into a full-blown war of words, with Nicki dragging in Top Dog Entertainment, lawsuits, industry executives, and even Freckles. Yes, Freckles. But how did we go from Mercury retrograde tweets to Nicki telling SZA to shut up, ugly? And why is justice for Deorei suddenly everywhere? Today, we're breaking down the entire feud, from Nicki's receipts and accusations to SZA's calm clapbacks and record-breaking tour flex. Plus, how the internet is reacting and why even Nicki's fans are starting to walk away. So buckle up. This isn't just Twitter beef. This is music industry drama, personal vendettas, and maybe, just maybe, a deeper unraveling of a rap icon's public persona. Let's get into it. The chaos began with a single name, Terrence "Punch" Henderson, president of Top Dog Entertainment, SZA's label. Nicki Minaj jumped on Twitter, calling him out. She claimed he had bullied her in the past, tweeting, quote, "LOL, y'all remember that man from TDE who kept bullying me on Twitter for no reason? We have the receipts." She even gave him a nickname, minus 30 million. Why? Because reports were circulating that Spotify had removed over 30 million artificial streams from SZA's album, and Punch, as her label head, was catching some heat. Nicki took that number and ran with it. But it didn't stop there. Nicki's tweets weren't just about TDE. She brought in Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez, claiming her daughter Deorei had been unlawfully institutionalized. That's where the hashtag Justice for Deorei started showing up. And from there, it all exploded. While Nicki was firing off tweets like a digital flamethrower, SZA was, well, chill. Her first response? A single tweet. Mercury retrograde. Don't take the bait. Lol, silly goose. For most people, it looked like a spiritual girly just keeping the peace. But not for Nicki. Nicki took that tweet personally, as shade. And within minutes, she fired back with one of her most brutal clapbacks yet. Go draw your freckles back on, buoy. Hashtag justice for Deorei. Hashtag deposition Perez. Liar, liar, pants on fire, sounding like an effing dead dog. Let's unpack that. Draw your freckles back on. A direct jab at SZA's appearance. There's been chatter online for years that SZA's freckles might be cosmetic, drawn, or filtered. Nicki turned that into an insult. Then, the hashtags. Justice for Deorei again. And now a new one. Deposition Perez, dragging Desiree Perez back into it. And just to cap it off, liar, liar, pants on fire. We're on the playground. Sounding like a dead dog. No context, no explanation, just another brutal, seemingly unnecessary punch. And for a while, it looked like SZA might ignore it. But that didn't last long. At this point, fans on Twitter were glued to their screens. Barbz, Nicki's fiercely loyal fan base, were locked in defending their queen. But something was different this time. Many fans weren't defending her at all. Some tweets read, "Nicki, I can't keep defending you, girl. She's always beefing with a female, it's getting so old. SZA literally doesn't bother anyone, why is she in this?" And then came the warnings, from both sides. Nicki fans started tagging SZA. "Don't come for Nicki, you'll be crying in your dressing room before the show's over." But SZA wasn't backing down. Her next tweet said it all. "I get bullied by millions online every day. Then step my butt out on a packed stadium tour where people show me real love in real life. My parents are healthy. I'm the most successful I've ever been. Get some effing perspective and bark at the wall." She was unbothered, unapologetic, and ready to remind the world she's not just some passive singer. She's one of the most successful artists of her generation, and she had the receipts to prove it. That's when SZA dropped the bomb. She quote tweeted a stat from Pop Tings. SZA's SOS Tour has grossed $100 million. SZA joins Tina Turner, Beyoncé, and Rihanna as the only Black women to achieve the milestone with the tour. SZA's caption, "What the fuck you want to see? Let me know." It wasn't just a flex. It was a throne check, a status reminder, and a reality check for anyone questioning her star power. Nicki didn't take it well. Her next tweet, "Shut up, ugly. Hashtag justice for Deorei. I'm in a meeting, so I don't know if you was still talking ish or not. So if you didn't, I'll delete later." She called SZA ugly, again, in the middle of a business meeting, apparently. And then, things got darker. Nicki tweeted, "Damn near broke that man's back and leg. itched fat, chubby, and skinny at the same time. Where are those 30 million streams that disappeared on Spotify like your faux Freckles? Just pure venom. She mocked SZA's body in multiple ways and doubled down on the freckle insult. For what? For a tweet about Mercury retrograde? This wasn't just drama anymore. It was personal. It was targeted. It was relentless. And fans were starting to worry. Nicki wasn't done. After calling SZA ugly again, mocking her freckles again, and body-shaming her again, she launched into a full-on monologue. Part rant, part threat, part declaration. She tweeted, "Speak on me or about me at your own risk. When I'm discussing the abuse I've suffered at the hands of any man, if you as a woman choose to get in the field, you're going to leave bloody." Figuratively speaking, of course. That last part, figuratively speaking, felt like a quick PR safety net. But then she added, "I play the long game. While y'all celebrate insignificant wins and fake laugh for hours, God was already working. Sit this out. Trust. Ego won't win this one. Truth is truth. It doesn't change. The lies, deceit, and abusive power ain't going to cut it. No more." Nicki was shifting focus from petty insults to a deeper narrative of injustice and retaliation. She framed herself as the victim of systemic sabotage, of execs, men in power, and industry manipulation. But by then, SZA was already gone. She tweeted, "LMAO, let me go back to being calm, shy, and meek. Y'all have a blessed night. See you tomorrow for night 2, Perez." That was it. No more shade, no more fire, no more energy for the feud. And that silence, it spoke louder than Nicki's thread of tweets ever could. Nicki kept going. Now that SZA had stepped back, Nicki turned the fight into a full-blown takedown. She tweeted, "Wait, does SZA think she's more successful than me? LOL. Y'all catch me up, please." Then, if every song you've ever done vanished right now, the music business wouldn't even miss you. I've been to countries that never heard of you. I know you're not that stupid, are you? Let's be real, that's harsh. SZA has broken records, moved culture, and joined the ranks of Beyoncé and Rihanna in touring revenue. She's Grammy-nominated, critically acclaimed, and universally respected. But Nicki wasn't comparing stats, she was comparing legacy. She followed up with, "Stadiums. Did you look at the venues I played on my own headline festival tour out of the country last year? Have you ever headlined to 80K people? What have you ever done besides yodel with auto-tune that needed retuning?" The shade, the venom, the specificity. Nicki was trying to erase SZA's legitimacy in real time. And then came the fatal blow. "Boo, I'm an icon. You're not." She said it plainly, no metaphor, no clever punchline, just a line drawn in the sand. And maybe that's the core of this feud. Nicki isn't just clashing with another artist, she's fighting to defend her position in the industry, in culture, and in a changing era where new artists are threatening the old guard. And whether or not SZA meant to step into that ring, she was in it now. Let's zoom out. Because what's happening here with SZA? It's not new, it's not random, and it's definitely not the first time. Nicki Minaj has a long, complicated history with other women in the music industry. From Cardi B, to Megan Thee Stallion, to Latto, to Doja Cat, to Miley Cyrus, to now SZA. The pattern is undeniable. Every few months, there's another name, another feud, another storm of tweets. And while the Barbz used to ride for her no matter what, even they're getting tired. One viral tweet put it bluntly, "Nicki has beefed with literally every woman in the industry except the background dancers." Another said, "I'm still a Barb, but I'm not blind. This can't be everyone else's fault every time." Because think about it. What do all these women have in common? They're successful, they're talented, they're rising. And in many ways, they're doing things Nicki once did, or still wants to do. And when they shine, Nicki seems to take it personally. Not just competitively, but emotionally, spiritually. That's not normal competition. That's a wound. By now, Twitter wasn't just roasting Nicki, they were diagnosing her. Some fans speculated, this is beyond shade. This woman needs psychological help. Others went even further, saying Nicki was cursed, spiraling, or spiritually lost. The reason Nicki Minaj keeps losing her mind is because someone put roots on her. Whoever did it is not to be played with. That woman hasn't had a day of peace in years. That post went viral, with thousands of likes and quote tweets. Not because everyone agreed, but because it struck a nerve. Because even for Nicki's harshest critics, this didn't feel like regular celebrity drama. It felt like something deeper, a loss of control, a fear of irrelevance, a scream for validation. One fan wrote, "Every time a new girl wins, Nicki tries to start a fight. It's like she can't let anyone else have a moment." Another said, "She's stuck in a loop. The demons always come back stronger." Of course, not everyone took it so seriously. Some made jokes, some made memes, but underneath the humor, concern, sadness, disappointment, because this wasn't the Nicki fans grew up loving. This was something broken. Let's go back to the beginning, because one question still hasn't been answered. Why was SZA even involved? She didn't call Nicki out, she didn't take shots, she didn't even tweet about her. Her original message was simple: Mercury retrograde. Don't take the bait. Lol, silly goose. That was it. A playful, spiritual little reminder for her fans and followers. And yet somehow, it became the spark that ignited the fire. Nicki interpreted it as a direct attack. She assumed it was a subtweet, that SZA was inserting herself into Nicki's ongoing beef with TDE and Desiree Perez. But was she? Or was it just a coincidence? Fans debated this heavily. One wrote, "There's no way SZA knew Nicki would go off over that." Another added, "She literally says stuff like that all the time. Nicki took it personally because she wanted to." And maybe that's the point. SZA didn't need to be involved for Nicki to make her involved. Because for Nicki, this wasn't about SZA the person. It was about the idea of SZA, a woman succeeding, rising, shining, while Nicki felt attacked, misunderstood, and boxed out. SZA just happened to be in the line of fire. At the end of the day, this was never just about Freckles, or tweets, or 30 million streams. It was about ego, power, pain, insecurity. And a woman who's been at the top for so long, she's forgotten how to share the spotlight. Nicki Minaj is still an icon. That's undeniable. But even icons can fall out of touch. And when you've spent years fighting for respect, it's easy to see enemies in every shadow. SZA didn't come for Nicki. She didn't start this war. But she walked through it with grace and reminded everyone that peace doesn't mean silence. Sometimes strength is knowing when not to swing back. So where do we go from here? Will Nicki reflect? Will SZA respond again? Or will the industry keep turning, one feud at a time? Let us know your thoughts below. Do you think Nicki is being unfairly targeted? Or is it time she looks inward? And remember, in a world full of noise, you don't have to take the bait. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.